Hello, and welcome to another glorious episode of Podcast with the Teen Talks. But this is going to be a little bit different. Today, I have a team on. You're going to introduce yourself. Don't say your name, though, so people don't have your name, but introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm 15. I'm female. I reside in Trenton, New Jersey. I'm a sophomore in high school. And yeah, I can't wait to talk to you guys today.
Yeah, it sounds good, man. I'm excited to talk about our topic. So, today, we're talking about teen mental health and all the things that possibly goes into teen mental health. Like it's funny, we just were having a conversation off podcast about it, and we had to write some things down because the conversation was so organic and it was flowing. So I just want to get right back into that. So what were we talking about? You care to tell the people what we were just talking about?
we were talking about being a product of your own environment, more so relating to toxic environments, toxic households, toxic upbringings. These are all things that, coincide with your mental health. These are things that, I won't say shape you as a person, but in your early, stages of life, this is what you're used to. This is what you've seen. This is what you know.
Right.
And, you build these habits and stuff. And this is all from just the environment you've been in the whole entire time.
Right. That you have no choice in. Like most of the time when someone's born, you're born to your family, you don't have a choice in where you're going. So a lot of times people go through things and they look at another person and say, why do they act like that? Most likely it's because of the environment they were brought up in. People aren't just mean for no reason. People don't wake up being mean. They're generally nice by nature. But you're in a toxic environment where you see all types of terrible things or you get treated a certain way. You may project that on other people unknowingly. That's maybe you think that's love, right? And that ties into mental health.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so as does lack of empathy. Like, it's mental health is it's such a wide array of things. And this is a topic you wanted to talk about. And why did you want to talk about this topic, mental health in teens?
I say one of the main reasons I want to talk about it is just to shine some light on it. Speaking from experience, I've had my fair shares of highs and lows and ups and downs, just with my own mind. And I've really realized that your mind can be your biggest enemy. Right. Not knowing how to properly project your feelings, not knowing how to properly talk about the way you're feeling, or just not even, just the simple fact of not having a safe person to talk to about the way you feel, your mind can be your biggest enemy. And I feel like, especially within, I've seen, and it's really sad because as I've been growing up, I've seen that, mental health has been one of the biggest, I'd say negative things that I've seen so far within this generation. Like, I've seen so many people just struggle with their mental health, struggle, with just their mind. And I feel like, again, not enough recognition is given to this subject because, like I said earlier, as teenagers, our parents view it as, oh, why are you feeling like this? What reason do you have to feel like this? You pay no bills. You don't go through anything. But again, people struggle with their own insecurities. People struggle with their own things. It's some people who their mental health is negative because they don't have confidence. They're insecure,
Right.
And it's Absolutely. Like, a lot of people genuinely, and then they suffer in silence because they know, oh, my parents gonna say, why are you feeling like this? Or I'm not gonna get the help I need. And I feel like it's very important that kids my age, and not even kids younger or older, I feel like it's very important that they know, you're heard, you're seen. It's okay to feel like this.
Right.
There doesn't have to be a reason for you to always be sad sometimes. You're sad, and that's okay. That's how you feel. You're human. It's inevitable to, feel badly or feel negatively about yourself and, not project that into your environment. So, like, if you're struggling, I feel like you really need to talk to somebody. You really need to find you a safe person to open up to, because speaking from experience, I struggled with my own mental health and I was negatively projecting that onto my peers and everyone around me. I was a very negative person. I projected a lot of hatred ways.
Right.
And it caused for people to not want to be around me. And I had I don't care mindset, they don't need to be around me. But I realized it gets very lonely when you lose people who were genuinely good for you or there for you.
Absolutely.
And I realized, at the end of the day, these are also people, so they can't keep surrounding themselves around someone so negative if it just keeps bringing them down. And I had to change. I took, I'd say, 4 months just alone, just not talking to anyone, not, hanging with anyone, just in my space. And I realized that one of the biggest factors when it comes to struggling with your mental health is sitting through the pain, the hurt. I feel like even us as just humans in general, a lot of people tend to feel hurt or get their feelings hurt. They try to do things to distract themselves, or they try to do things to get over it quickly.
Right.
And I've come to realize that you genuinely have to sit in the pain. You have to feel the emotions. You have to understand why you feel this way. Because if you don't, and you try to distract yourself from it, it's going to hit you at random times. Random waves of sadness, random waves of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's the worst.
That is, man. So I just want to, first off, thank you for sharing all this good information. Thank you for being so open. Because this is a great conversation that needs to be had, because, your generation has so much more at their fingertips. You have so much more information. Like than even my generation. I'm in my early 40s. So it's not that far off. Maybe 20 years. But in those 20 years, it's a huge difference where you guys have. And internet is readily available. Like I remember I used to have to go to the internet cafe and sit in the library, and because you didn't have internet. Every house didn't have internet. Every phone didn't have internet service. So it's just different times. And now you guys have social media. Every minute of the day you can go on, and on social media there is no stop to it. You can literally just scroll down and nothing will stop you. You can just keep going. It's nothing. You read a book and the book is done, and you get up from reading your book. You watch a movie only lasts so long, but when you're on the internet and you're on social media, it goes nonstop. And like I said, you guys have so much on your plate that we didn't have, that it's great that you're getting this information out to people, telling your experience, and I salute you for that. Keep up the good work.
I appreciate it.
And so what do you think, so from your experience, what are some things teens can do that if they're going through a hard time, things that may work for you, and not even a hard time, a hard moment? What can help get you through what helps get you through a hard moment, I should say? Not really what teens can do in general. What works for you?
I realized one of the biggest things with me was trying, this might come out a little wrong, so I might have to elaborate on this. But one of the biggest things for me was trying to find a reason. And what I mean by that is I was big on trying to find, a reason as to why I was sad. And then what helped me get through it was, I started looking in different places, trying to think, well, for example, some people, they pray. Not everyone's religious, so not all people worship God. And again, so I got into a more spirituality aspect of it. So not only was I still praying to God, but I started talking to what I felt was a higher power, which was the universe. I felt like there's a lot of things in life that don't make sense. And I needed at least something in my life to make sense. I needed something to balance it out. And I thought, what makes sense? And the one thing that made sense to me was the universe. The thought of everything happens for a reason, the law of attraction, just the law of life. And I kind of just started getting this mindset of, everything happens for a reason. I look at everything as a sign now. If, your car didn't work for you to go to a certain place, I see you weren't meant to be there. Right. If you couldn't buy a certain thing at a certain time, you weren't meant to buy it.
Right.
And that's what I start realizing. As I slowly started changing myself and trying to be more positive, and I isolated myself from everyone, when I became more positive and I seen that I didn't get certain friends back, I just thought to myself, they're not meant to be here. I feel like anything you're meant to have, you will have in your life. And anything that leaves your life is because it's going to get replaced with something better.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it's not even a hard, situation. It's just a hard moment, a little block in the road.
Right.
And another thing I realized is I used to have, people I used to go to. And another thing I realized is when people are happy, depending on, how empathetic the person is, I feel like emotions and vibes really do transfer. Because there's times when I'm very happy and my friends come to me and they vent to me about a very, sad topic, just a very heartfelt topic. And, it weighs on my heart heavily. So I genuinely try not to bring my feelings or my emotions to other people, just for the simple fact of I don't want to diminish anyone's happiness, because it's the truth. No person who's happy wants to be around someone who's always sad. And that's just the truth. It's not mean. It's not hurtful. It's just the truth.
Right.
And I try not to bring anything of how I feel feelings wise or mental health wise to other people. Because again, you never know what people are struggling with. So writing became a great thing for me.
Right.
Whether it was writing on my paper, writing in my notes. And it's to a point where now sometimes when I don't feel like writing, I'll just open up the voice memos app on my phone and I'll just talk.
Right.
And
that's a
it's
good
good
tool.
because you don't have anyone interrupting you. You don't have to go back and forth. You can just talk and let it all out. And it can be as short as you want. I have some that are 3 minutes, some that are 17 minutes. And It's just a great outlet to let it out. Because again, I said you have to sit in the pain. You have to sit in the hurt. You have to sit and what doesn't feel good. And again, I had to realize one of my biggest things was not having a reason. I would find myself sometimes, I would just be sad, not having a reason, or I couldn't even find the source. I just knew I felt these ways. And I'm very big on, accountability. So I used to tend to beat myself up. I'm like, what are you sad for? Right. And then I had to realize, again, I'm human. This is just how I feel. I can't control this, but I can try to change it and try to look for a better outlet.
Right.
And again, like you said, product of your environment. And I had to separate myself from a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And I will admit, it is very lonely. It gets very lonely. But I would rather be alone and lonely than be surrounded by people who don't benefit me.
Right. That's right.
And I live by that. I say, if you don't benefit me, emotionally, mentally, or not even just, if you are not a positive contributing factor to my life, I genuinely don't know what you are here for.
Good advice. Like, so that was a long answer, but it was an answer filled with so many jewels. Like you take out, sometimes you're feeling down or depressed for a moment. You'll take out your phone and voice record yourself if you don't feel like writing. Sometimes you'll write. Sometimes you just alleviate yourself from a situation where I'm just getting out of this situation. And then you do these things, you may feel better, not instantly, but it's a part of the process of feeling better. Oh man, that's good stuff. And again, I can't thank you enough for being so honest and upfront, because I'm sure there are so many teens right now going through the same exact thing, and maybe they have nowhere to go. Maybe they have nobody out there to tell them, like, look, this is how I'm really feeling. So you're doing that for them is powerful. I thank you. Yeah. They thank you.
I appreciate it.
No, man, I appreciate you. All right, so let's get into empathy. How do you think empathy plays a part in mental health?
Are you saying empathy that, the person as an individual feels, or empathy as in the empathy that people around them feel?
The empathy that person feels. Like, empathy is necessarily putting yourself in somebody else's shoes, right? So how do you think that can empathy positively affects your mental health or negatively affects your mental health?
I would say it's kind of 50-50. The reason I would say that is because, again, it's like, everyone has their own ways of thinking. And I think it like this. If I can't be empathetic towards another, I feel like that would negatively affect me, because it's like being empathetic is one of, a trait that you genuinely need. You needed to socialize. You needed just to live as a human being. And I feel like if I can't, understand where you're coming from, then it's like, how can I try to, get you to understand how I feel? Or not even, I can't sit and say, I'm so sad and I'm this and I'm that, and I can't even, try to understand someone's feelings. It's
Right.
like trying to validate your own feelings and invalidate someone else's.
Right. But see, so do you think, like, so see, for me, being an adult, I'm kind of like, being empathetic enables me to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, because you never know really what a person's really going through. So I always try to assume, this is just my weird way of doing things. I don't know if it's going to work for everybody, but I assume,
Mhm.
oh, if they're being mean to me, they must have had a bad day. I'm just going. Yeah, I'm assuming they had a bad day. I'm gonna be empathetic towards whatever they're going through. It's all right. I mean, everybody has a breaking point, but sometimes that can wear on your mental health. So your answer is very fair. I'm like, I respect it, because sometimes, you can be too empathetic, and that wears on your mental health in a negative way. And then sometimes you can be empathetic, see what somebody's going through, and that can be a positive thing for your mental health. That can make you feel a little bit better about the situation, or maybe feel closer to somebody while being empathetic, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. That was a great answer. I mean, a great response. I like that. Mm-hmm. That was a strong one. So what's some other ways that you can like that you personally promote good mental health? Like, do you show love and affection for others, and like, what's some ways you promote good mental health within yourself, not really putting it out for other people? Like, not,
um,
I don't want your answer to be, this is what I think people should do to promote
yeah.
mental health. More, what do you do to promote mental health within yourself?
Um. Let's see. I tried. One of the biggest things that I think that really had one of the biggest effects on me when it came to, promoting my mental health was finding a new hobby.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that is because it took up my time. It gave me something to look forward to. It gave me something to do. And even then now, little acts that I do just for myself improve my mental health. I take self days when, sometimes I just take a shower, I'll do my hair, I'll get dressed in some comfy clothes, and I'll watch a movie. And that's my self day. That's improving my mental health because I'm taking care of myself. There's
Right.
some days, for example, yesterday, I just spent $70 on food and snacks. And even though I just spent that so unnecessarily, I thought, okay, you only live once, and I'm doing this for myself, and this is making me happy. So this is what I'm choosing to do.
Right.
It's just, doing things that make you happy. We tend to not do a lot of things because we don't know the outcome of this is that. For example, I don't know what's going to happen that I just spent that $70, but I spent it and my food was good. So,
Was it
I'm
delicious?
happy.
Was it delicious? That's the
Yes,
question,
it
though.
was. Applebee's was very much amazing.
Nice to see that. So you looked out for your mental health. You looked out for yourself,
Yes,
and nothing wrong with
treating
that.
yourself is one of the biggest things. And I I used to, I tend to put myself last a lot. And I had to realize that it's okay to be selfish sometimes. It
You
is
should.
okay.
That's right. You should be selfish, like, in order to make yourself feel good all the time.
Yes.
Like, as long as it's positive, right? Like, I don't want you using drugs. Like, that's, you could be kind of selfish and I want to feel good and get some drugs. Nah, not that type of feel good. Like the internal feel good, the organic feel
Yes.
good. Oh man, this has been great.
Yes,
Like,
it
I
has.
think, I feel like you are going to do wonders for some teens' mental health that maybe they don't have anybody to talk to. Maybe they don't have that trusted person that they can go to and, open up and be totally honest with about how they feel. They just heard your story or heard you, and they're like, oh man, that's exactly how I feel. And you may have validated them. So I just want to thank you for them, because I'm sure there's gonna be one person that hears this and it's gonna be a positive impact on their lives. And
Yes.
I feel like you've also done a great service to a lot of adults that have teenage children that may not understand their teenage children, that may lack empathy with of their teenage children because they feel like, you have it so much easier than I had it. And, you giving them another point of view.
That's
And I think
true.
that's really needed. I think that's needed from both sides.
That's
So,
genuinely the goal here. I from speed now that I've experienced it myself, and I will be completely honest. Before I experienced it, I was very, I'm like, I never really understood it, and that's the truth. And once I went through my own struggle, and it took me years, and even now, one thing I will say is it doesn't just go away.
right.
You just, sometimes you have your days, and sometimes I have my days. It's all, and one of my biggest things is, wake up and choose, do something that's going to make you happy to try to start off your day. And I genuinely try to be there for others to the point where all my friends know they can call me any time of the day, any time of the night. I have people who wake me up out of my sleep, and they'll ask if I'm sleeping. I'll say no, because, I don't want them to, feel bad. I'm here to listen. I've stayed up all night with just talking to someone just about how they felt, because I know what it feels like to have no one there. The feeling when you genuinely need to talk to somebody and you have nobody to turn to, that is a feeling that I wouldn't want anyone to feel. So if I can change that, best believe I'm going to do that.
Absolutely. You keep doing that as long as you're continuing to take care of yourself.
Yes.
Don't do it at the expense of you, because you are important and you deserve your time as well. So, man, this is powerful. Any last things you want to get out to the people?
Oh no, I'm all good.
Yeah, good. I'm good. I feel good that you did this, man, and thank you, because you actually came with this topic, and you came totally prepared. Like this was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for this, and I'm gonna announce now. Is this all right with you?
Yes.
That we're gonna be doing this once a week. We're gonna have a podcast on mental health once a week, hopefully. So if anybody's listening right now that wants to come on and talk about their experience, just like our young lady has done today, please come on, talk about it. Ups, downs, whatever you really want to talk about. We're an open board for teens and talking about their personal mental health or just mental health in general. Anything mental health related, we are here for
Mm-hmm.
you. Um, yeah, all right. So I think we're done for the day. I want to give a shout out to this mental health one that I am getting the exact number so I can share with you guys. So if anyone's having any issues, they can reach out to this line. Hopefully it'll help them. There's a national helpline. It's pretty much 1-800-662-HELP. Call there if you are feeling some type of mental health trauma. You feeling any type of way that you feel uncomfortable and you feel like you need some help, give a call to 1-800-662-HELP, and hopefully they can help you out. If not, we're here. We continue listening to the podcast, and hopefully we can help you get through some hard patches and find a trusted somebody you trust and talk to them. Get it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we got. So we'll be
Yes.
back next week. Look for it, because it's going to be a weekly thing. I'm so happy about that. This is dope.
Me too. I'm
Super dope.
excited.
So, all right. So next week, y'all, give a sign off. My co-host with no name.
Well, I just want to say, we're gonna be doing this more often, guys. If you have suggestions for topics, or if there's a specific topic you want us to talk about, then you could drop that in the comments below, and we'll do a podcast on that. But I'm super excited to do this, and I had a lot of fun talking today. So yeah.
Fire way to end it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Guys, we'll see y'all next week. Continue being outstanding. I believe in you. Believe in yourselves. Love yourselves. We love you. Have a good week.